Once the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, maybe this was in Poland, he was with his father. No, it must have been in Lubavitch. Must have been in Lubavitch, or maybe it was in Rostov. Okay, however it is, he was with his father and they were waiting for a train. And they had to wait. The trains, of course, were very, far in between. So they had to wait for hours for the train to come. And when it came, his father said not to get on. So his son said, but we've been waiting for so long. But the next train, it only comes like in another 5 hours. He said, nevertheless, not get on. So they didn't get on. They didn't get on. The train pulled out, which was, very disappointing because they had put a lot of effort and they speeded up and they had to run, in order to get to the station in time. And nevertheless, they didn't get on. And they got on the next train after, or maybe the next train was late. And anyways, the word came back a few hours afterwards that train that had left had an accident and that it derailed and that a lot of the people that were on the train were killed and a lot were injured. So the Rebbe's son said, why didn't you just say that you felt that the train was going to have an accident, that was going to crash? Maybe it would have dissuaded other people from coming on, or maybe. So the Rebbe said, I didn't know what was going to happen. I only know what's revealed to me. I didn't know what was going to happen to that train. I just knew that it wasn't good to get on. It was something bad was going to happen. We shouldn't get on that train. So we can see from this that there's a lot of times that the Rebbes aren't revealed everything. God doesn't reveal everything to them. And the same thing with prophets. God doesn't reveal everything to them, but he reveals what's relevant to action. What's revealed to action. So sometimes it could be that the Rebbe tells us things that are going to happen without knowing what the outcome is going to be. And sometimes the Rebbe does know what the outcome is going to be, but for whatever reasons he can't explain it. And possibly one of those is right before the 6-Day War. So the Rebbe said that we should go put tefillin on people, started the tefillin campaign. And nobody really understood what it was. And only basically the really, crazy people in Chabad, they went and they did it. But eventually everybody did it. It was a few weeks, I think just a month before the 6-Day War broke out. And they went down to the Kotel. And those days it was an unheard of thing that you would go, a religious person will go to a non-religious person in Israel. I mean, the Israelis that were non-religious were fiercely non-religious. According to them, 90% of the reason of the Holocaust you could blame on the religious Jews. The Nazis were the other 10%, but religious Jews. And a religious Jew is going to go and ask a non-religious Jew in the street to put on tefillin, just to ask him. And the Rebbe said, not only is it a good thing to ask, but you're going to see that people will do it. And not only did that prophecy work out, that if you ask a person on the street to put on tefillin, that they will positively do it. People that don't put on tefillin, they'll put on, which that was unheard of. That was just, who would dream that every Jew wants to put on tefillin? But not only that, it saved all of Israel, according to the Rebbe. All of a sudden, it was the only preemptive attack. That was the biggest miracle of all, that Israel decided to attack the enemies. Even though they declared that they were going to wipe Israel out off of the face of the ground. But it was amazing that we actually attacked first. Israel attacked first. Right? Amazing. Never been before, never been. If we would have done that now, it would have saved a lot of lives. But in any case, And we won. So it was, that's an example. The Rebbe said, put on tefillin, go in the streets and put on tefillin on people, and it's going to work and it's going to save all of Israel. But he didn't say that. He just said, put on tefillin on everyone, and that'll be power. It'll be power for the Jews. Hashem, Hashem, and nobody knew there was going to be a war. Nobody understood. So therefore, we can see that sometimes prophecy is given, but all of the reasons are not given. And now the Rebbe said that we have to talk about Mashiach, and we have to do everything we can to bring Mashiach. And even though the people don't have any idea what Mashiach is, and people are this, you talk about it, the more you talk about it, the more it will facilitate this amazing miracle, even greater than the miracle of the Six-Day War, that the Rebbe will be revealed, and the whole world will say, Hashem is one, and his name is one. See you all tomorrow, 8:15.